Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. Today we are going to be talking about something very informative. Now, Easter is over. People are back to work. But people like me who chose a career for themselves that gives them a break are still at home. We have closed school. But you who is watching this video is still going to work because you chose not to be a teacher. That's on a light note though. Today I'm going to be doing a video and I'll be telling you 10 facts about the teaching profession that nobody will tell you about. Now this video is going to be very important, especially to somebody who is planning to take teaching as a career. These are 10 things that nobody will tell you about. When you go applying or when you tell people around you that you want to take teaching, they will basically tell you, like during my time, you'd be told it's a good profession, you'll not stay for long without employment after completing your studies, blah, blah, blah. People have a lot of things to say. But then, being that I have been in this profession for 6 years now, I feel there are things that somebody needs to be told before they decide to get into teaching as a career. Now, some of these things you already know, but some of them I'm going to be giving explanations and details based on my own experience as a teacher for a while now. So, fellow teachers, anybody who is a teacher, you can comment, you can say what you think I might leave out at the end of this video. Also, don't forget to like, share, and comment. And also subscribe for those who have not subscribed to my YouTube channel. Those who have been supporting me, thank you so much. I don't take it for granted. I am so happy that people love me. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So 10 facts that nobody will tell you about the teaching profession, or some of them I just need to remind you, give you a little reminder so that you know. Especially for those people who have just completed Form 4 and you're going to take teaching as a career. You should thank me because I'm going to be giving you insights that will help you brace yourself for what you're about to get yourself into. So fact number 1 is that teaching is a noble profession. I know you've heard that a lot of times. Teaching is a noble profession, and the reason why it's called a noble is because it's a profession that enables you to impact heavily on someone's entire life, because the knowledge that you impart on these learners or your kids, by your kids I mean those in school, or the skills that you give them, they carry them with them throughout their lives. So, of course, it's a noble profession. It is only a teacher who wishes you well. A doctor will pray that you become sick so that they have a client. A lawyer will pray that you get into trouble so that they have a client as well. Most of these other careers will benefit when you are in trouble. It is only teaching that benefits a teacher, that when you become better than he or she's proud of you. When you become that lawyer that she wanted to become and she wasn't able to because of a reason or two, she's super proud of you. So teaching is noble because it enables you to impact somebody's life, and it is referred to as a calling. Teaching is a calling. You cannot be a teacher if you don't have it in you. Okay? Fact number 2. By the way, judge for yourself and just categorize the facts I'm going to give as either negative or positive. And then, of course, if you have any questions, you can comment and I will be answering all your questions. Fact number 2, you cannot buy yourself a Range Rover using a teaching salary. I think I should repeat that one. You cannot buy yourself a Range Rover using your salary as a teacher. Tell me any teacher that you have ever seen that has or drives a Range Rover. Wakijaribu sana kama wa principals wanakuanga na either a premium or a, what are they called, or a fielder. Most of them don't go beyond that. What does that tell you? When it comes to teaching, the salary is not much. You will not get a salary that will make you live a life that is luxurious, let's say, or a salary that will enable you get everything that you've always wanted to get in life. That doesn't happen in teaching. If you're looking for a career or a profession that is going to pay you huge sums of money that will enable you do other things in life, like buy yourself a Range Rover, apartment, build yourself a nice house, travel the world, don't get into teaching, because the salary, it is literally peanuts. I will give you an example. People who were employed as interns last year, 2023, they were supposed to be given a stipend of 20,000, but then they're given 17,000 because Rudo is Rudo. Taxes are taxes. They gotta be paid. So 17,000 during this hard economic times. 17,000. You and I know 17,000. Where? 17,000. 1 to 17. You have rent. Put yourself in the shoe of a married man with kids. He has rent. He has transport fare to pay. He has school fees for his kids. Let's say there are two. He has his wife to take care of. He has TV. He has water bills. He has electricity bills. Out of 17,000. If you're looking for a career that will pay you peanuts, go direct to teaching. Don't look elsewhere. Fact number 3. There is a lot of monotony when it comes to teaching. What do I mean by monotony? For instance, you will find yourself teaching the same thing year in, year out. Year in, year out. For example, if you teach in high school, if you have a Form 1 class this year, you will teach them the syllabus, what you're supposed to teach them in Form 1. Next year, you will have another Form 1 class, and you will teach them the same things that you taught the other Form 1s. So ideally, you're repeating the same things that you have been teaching over and over and over again. It can be advantageous because you tend to have a lot of experience, and therefore those things stick in your head. You've taught them and repeated them so many times that you don't even need to refer sometimes. I think some have even had teachers while you were growing up or while you're in school that they didn't even need to refer, because those are things they have taught for a very long time. The only disadvantage about teaching in general when it comes to the aspect of monotony is that you will find yourself in a routine. If you don't decide to unshackle yourself, you will find yourself in a routine. January comes, you're in school. January, February, March, April comes, you go for holiday, you're resting with your family, your husband, your children, and whoever. Then May comes, you're back again in school. Like that. August comes, it is time for holiday, you go and spend some time with your family. Like that, you find yourself in a routine. Each and every day, you're always doing the same things, you actually have a routine that in the morning you will wake up, dress yourself or get ready, then you take yourself to school, teach the whole day. When it gets to 4 or 5 or whichever time, you go home, and that goes on for like 4-5 days a week. So you find yourself in a routine. There's a lot of monotony that comes in teaching as a career. Good. We are in fact number. Next, I lost count, but I think it's fact number 4. Then the next one is that for most people who are teachers, it was not their dream career. Ask me. I have interacted with teachers, and for me, I have interacted with teachers at both levels, because I have interacted with teachers in high school I have also interacted with teachers in junior school, so that's translated into um, interacting with teachers in primary school. And let me tell you, most of these people did not want to become teachers. Somebody became a teacher because most of the reasons I have, according to the experience I have had and people I have interacted with, these people became teachers because, number one, it's either because their parents convinced them to, or number two, they found it to be the easiest career that they could get themselves into. Most people are victims of the first one. Parents. There's a time that teaching was very marketable. And my principal used to tell me that during their times, they started earning salaries even while they were still in school. And they got employment letters even before they finished their training as teachers. So there was a time in this country that there was a lot of demand. People needed teachers, the government needed teachers. So it went on for a very long time, such that it got to a point now parents were advising their kids to take teaching as a career because they didn't realize that time changed, and that career is already flooded, blah blah blah. Like for my case, my dad told me, he's the one who told me, literally, he asked me, like, what do you want to become in future? I told him I want to take mass communication. And then he started counting for me people in the village who have done mass communication and went back to teaching. If you look, like, what ngane kai don't not mass communication, no point your good, so they discourage you and sort of coerce you into taking a career that you do not want or that was not your dream job. And the second one, about finding that teaching is the easiest career to get into. What I mean by that is this: for some reason you're not able to go to the university. Let's just put it as it is. You failed, you didn't pass to go to the university, so you stay at home and then you decide that now I'm going to get into a teachers training college and become a primary school teacher because it's an easy route. You're only going to be there for 2 years, you have a P1 certificate, and you'll have a job. Good. So let's move on to fact number 5 about teaching as a profession. Now, teachers are normally employed by a body that is known as the Teachers Service Commission. I think the reason as to why teachers had to have their own commission was to basically make things easier for teachers, and that way they were supposed to be benefiting in some sort. It was supposed to make employment easier, and just attending to teachers was supposed to be easier through the commission. I don't know how much has been achieved, but when it comes to the Teacher Service Commission, some of the things that have happened are questionable. Last year, there was a time that members of parliament were walking around with letters of employment in barrels, and they'd choose who to give it to. If Teacher Service Commission was a commission that is there for teachers and really, really has teachers at heart, that would not be happening because there are thousands and thousands of teachers who are unemployed, and there has to be a criteria that is used to employ people. So I found it a bit off that members of parliament would have letters in hand and they'd hand them out to whoever they so wished. I think there's a Teacher Service Commission office in every county and every sub-county. It is not all the time that when you have issues, those county offices or the offices that are as at the grassroots will help you out. I am a victim. I actually please don't tag them. I actually love calling it the Teachers Suffering Commission because teachers go through a lot, and I worked for close to a year without receiving my salary, and I kept going to a sub-county office. Every time I'd go there, they'd tell me to write a letter. I'd write the letter, and then they tell me, wait for feedback. You wait for feedback for another month. People have their salaries in their bank accounts. You don't have a salary. With these economic times, hard ones. I wrote a letter 3 times. And then I decided to go to the headquarters because I was not getting help at the grassroots level. I think those offices, especially those ones at the grassroots level, were put there so that teachers would not have to go far for them to get help or be sorted when they have issues. It was so frustrating. And this one, I'm saying this one out of experience. Right now, if I were to have an issue, I don't think I would even waste time going to a sub-county office or even a county office. I think I would just board a bus and go to Nairobi and sort my issue out. Because these people at the grassroots level, it's hard. It's hard for teachers. If anybody who's watching this video is a teacher and you've had a similar experience, please comment and also tell us how you solve your problem. I solved mine by going to the headquarters, and even while I was at the headquarters, nobody wanted to attend to me because of something I would not want to talk about here. Yeah, so I'm just giving an insight that if you're the kind of person who's getting into teaching, when you have, I'm giving you tips. Now you already know that when you have an issue, try and solve it at the sub-county level. If it is not solved, go direct to the headquarters, because these people at the county and sub-county level will keep telling you to bring letters, to write emails, and you'll never get help. And that's just a fact. We have to face facts and tell one another the truth. Fact number 6. Fact number 6. When you get into teaching as a career, there's a document that you sign. I don't know what it is called. There's a document that you sign. And in that document, you sign that you will be able to teach anywhere. I look at it and I think this is like crucifying yourself, literally, because if TSC decides and takes you to a school in places that are so far from your home and there's a lot of insecurity in those places, you have no grounds to deny or to say you're not going, because you already signed the document and said you can teach anywhere. It's not like you have an option of not signing, because if you want employment, you have to sign. If you want employment, you have to sign that document. But I normally think to myself, who even came up with this document that you have to sign that you can teach anywhere? Teaching will take you to places you never thought you'd go. You will find yourself teaching and living in places you never knew existed, places you never even thought you'd ever find yourself. I teach on an island. I have heard of a few islands on Lake Victoria, but there's no time I ever thought I would teach on an island, especially an island that looks like a place that is... I lack the right words. I don't want to be offensive to people who live on that island, but when you're used to a certain type of life and then you get to a point, you have to switch so many things in your life just to suit your career. For example, I was used to a life of electricity, a life where I'd start cooking at 8 and then I realized, I don't have salt. I can walk to a shop and get salt. A life where if let's say for instance, a friend of mine would call me and tell me, I'm in trouble, can you come and help me? I would show up in the next like 20 minutes. I was used to a life where I'd walk into a salon anytime I was feeling like. I would see my parents anytime I felt like. I would charge my phone anytime I felt like. I would watch TV anytime. I was used to so many things. Then February 2023 comes, I get employment, and I'm supposed to go and teach on an island. There's no electricity. The only way to access the island is through a boat. A boat. I don't know if they're the ones that are called motorboats, the ones that have an engine at the back. So you sit, the whole boat is wooden and it has seats. So you sit and then there's a, do they call them a driver? There's somebody there who drives the boat. It has an engine at the back. So there's no electricity. There are only houses made of iron sheets. The only way to access the island is using a boat, and those boats are not there every day. They are only there on Tuesday and Friday. Who would have thought? Tell me, who would have thought? Because I never sat anywhere and thought to myself like there was going to come a time when I would find myself in such a situation. I never, ever, ever, ever thought of that. So as you get into teaching as a career, you who is going to the university in September, get ready, because life itself, very unpredictable. Teaching as a career, even more unpredictable. You will find yourself in areas you never thought you would find yourself. Where I teach now, I have a colleague who has taught in Garissa. And he chose to go to Garissa because it's the easiest route to employment. And you'd hear about his experiences and you think to yourself, clearly this is not what this person signed up for when they took teaching as a career. So if you want to take teaching as a career, be prepared to teach anywhere, just as the document that you sign. Be prepared to teach anywhere. Fact number 7. Teaching is one of the professions that will make sure you are stuck and bound to loans. Can I repeat that? I think I should have let that point come first. Teaching is one of the professions that will make sure you are stuck and bound to loans. How do I explain this? Teachers' payslips are suffering out here, and it's not their fault. The salary is too small. You're the breadwinner. You have a family to take care of. Probably you have your siblings to take to school. You want to build yourself a house. You want to go back to school, among other things. You cannot do that with your salary. You will find yourself, one way or another, getting a loan. You get the loan. You pay it for 5 years. You pay it for 7 years, for 10 years, whichever amount of time. Time comes, before you are even done with the loan, you go for a top-up. Teaching is one of the careers that will ensure that you're stuck to loans. Take it from me. Well, I tend to think it's some of those things that you can't control. You'll just find yourself in a loan. Now, Kianza, once you take the first loan like this, there will be a top-up and another top-up and another top-up and another one and another one and another one and another one. Sometimes it breaks my heart talking about these things, because I have seen people's lives ruined because of the loans that they had or they have. You end up earning so little money, they cannot do anything for you because of a loan that you took. Guys, by the comments, I look so good today. You see that I normally look fine girl. Yeah, when I'm not at the island, I look like a fine. I look like this all the time. This good. Yeah, please please say I look nice. Facts about teaching that nobody will tell you. Number 8. You'll die poor as a teacher if you don't get yourself businesses and other sources of getting income or switch careers. How do I need to say it so that it makes sense for you? Let teaching be the first step to other things you want to achieve in life. Let teaching be the first step you take to other careers. If you must be a teacher, get yourself other meaningful sources of income. Sell clothes, sell bags, open a restaurant, do something. Do poultry farming. Just do something extra. Just do something. If you don't want to die poor and you're a teacher, get yourself other sources of income. And I normally advise people that if you want to get into teaching as a career, get to the highest level. Get yourself a master's, become a lecturer, for instance. And still, when you become that lecturer, still get yourself other sources of income. But then I'll put your advice and I'm yet to follow. Yeah, but I'm just telling you from experience, because I feel like these are things that nobody will tell you. People will just wait for you to figure it out or make your own mistakes and things like those. So it's very kind of me to tell you these things, because the truth has to be said. Somebody has to say the truth. If you don't want to die poor, consider some aspects that I have said. For instance, I have said that teaching pays you peanuts. The same teaching will bind you to loans. Look at those two things. The peanuts that you earn from teaching, you take them to loans. You have very little to take care of yourself. If you must be a teacher, get yourself and not just other sources of income, other meaningful sources of income. I hope we agree on this one. The teachers that you see that are a bit somewhere in the social ladder are teachers who are woke enough and smart and intelligent enough to get themselves other sources of income. So get yourself other sources of income and you'll not regret it. That is if you must remain a teacher. If you want to drive a car, Ringo Bedo, you want to build yourself a nice mansion, you want to help your parents, you want your kids to have a good life, either switch careers, get into another career, because you can study while you're a teacher. When it comes to holidays, go and study. Get yourself into those programs that allow you to study during holidays. They are there. Universities offer them. So you can choose to get yourself into another career or chase after another career while you are still a teacher. You'll not regret it. Thank me later. Thank me for that later. Fact number 9. Teaching is a profession for the less ambitious. Teaching is a profession for people who love the bare minimum in life. If you want the kind of life you just go to school, you come back, at the end of the month you have your salary, you can pay your rent, you can afford food and some clothes here and there, that's it for you, you're comfortable with that, then well, stick to teaching. If you want to visit adventure and visit different places in the world, you want to go, like myself, I'd like to go to Santorini in Greece one day. I'd love to go to the Maldives. I'd love to go to Bali. Have you seen Bali? Please, future husband, honeymoon, Bali. Anyway, that was a by the way. Teaching is a profession for people who don't want much. They are content. They have a lot of content in their hearts with the little that they have. As long as they can eat, they can buy airtime and bundles to watch my channel. They have a small TV there, 28. Is there an inch smaller than 32? I don't know. A small TV, and they can watch news. Teaching is for people who want bare minimum. If you're ambitious, you want to achieve so much in life, you'd not get yourself into teaching as a career. Or if you do, ensure you're very smart and intelligent about how you go about the whole thing. Fact number 10. Oh, we are coming to the end of the video. This is so sad. Anyway, fact number 10 is that teaching, or rather, a teacher's greatest achievement is when her learners do better. It is fulfilling to see your learners prosper. It is. Like, I have seen my learners go to the university. I feel so proud. I feel like I should go and visit them and tell each and everybody at the university, I taught this one English. I taught this one English. Well, those are 10 good facts about the teaching profession. Probably I did not cover everything. If there's anything I might have forgotten that you'd like to share with people, of course, you can always comment with it in the comment section. Also, if you'd be having any inquiries, you can also post your questions on the comment sections. I'll be willing to answer them. Thank you guys for listening from the beginning to the end. Of course, you guys know I love you so much. You can comment with what you'd love to see next, or what you'd love us to talk about next. Anything you'd love to see on this channel. This channel is not mine. It's ours. You and I own this channel. Okay? Yeah, so that is it. It's a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for showing love in my previous videos. And also, if you're a teacher, by the way, and there's something that I might have said that offends you, do not get offended. It is life, and I'm just being realistic because somebody has to say the truth. Yeah. So it's a wrap for this video. Those were 10 facts you need to know about teaching before you encourage your kids, your brothers, your sisters to get into teaching as a career. These are some of the things that you should tell them. Don't force them to become teachers if they're not comfortable with it. Let them choose careers for themselves. And I also know that each and every career has its own advantages and disadvantages. Well, teaching has its few advantages, so you might choose teaching as a career because of the few advantages, but at the end of the day, the choice is always yours. If you want to become a teacher, I cannot change your mind. It's your life. You decide how it goes or what you do with it. So thank you so much for showing love in my other videos. We are on the road to 250 subscribers. Share my YouTube channel with your friends so that they subscribe, they share my videos, they like them, they watch them. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget, I love you guys. See you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye, guys. Mwah.